an American police officer arrested a curvaceous woman. To avoid punishment, the female suspect actually seduced the male officer in the police car.
Don't say that right now. I said don't say that right now because everything's being recorded right now.
The male officer ultimately couldn't resist the temptation and eagerly got into the back of the police car. 20 minutes later, he discovered the car door was locked. The male officer had no choice but to call his sergeant to come unlock it. So, what punishment will this male officer ultimately face? Around 8:30 p.m. on August 14, 2023, Officer Anthony Hare of the San Diego Police Department in California was assisting colleagues in arresting 2 suspects for alleged car theft. Because there were no female officers on the scene, Officer Hare, according to regulations, used the back of his hand to search the female suspect. After a simple search, the officer learned from checking the system that the woman had an outstanding arrest warrant from the court for other charges. Consequently, Officer Hare handed the woman's boyfriend over to his colleagues and prepared to drive the woman to the police headquarters himself.
I'm not me.
Bro, you're the only dick right
No,
now.
we can talk
Honestly,
more once we get into the car, okay?
Although, based on her physique, the female suspect appeared very formidable, the male officer didn't pay it much mind at the time. He just wanted to finish his work quickly and go home to sleep. However, the woman soon launched her advance on the officer.
What do you mean? I'm cool to you.
You're not bad. What is it gonna hurt you if I were to sleep with that? You know what I mean? That's the way I see shit. If I were initially like... Head south on Jefferson.
Faced with the female suspect's hints, Officer Hare seemed a bit swayed, but he still followed procedure, taking the woman to the police headquarters. A few hours later, he set off again, driving the female suspect overnight to a women's detention center several dozen kilometers away. The time was now a little after 1 a.m., and there were very few vehicles on the road, and so the woman in the back seat began a new round of advances.
A little bit. Well, I can't hear you now. Don't say that right now. I said don't say that right now because everything's being recorded right now.
The woman's hints turned into direct, blatant propositions. Upon hearing this, Officer Hare reminded her that the body camera was recording and not to speak recklessly. While Officer Hare was still struggling internally, the woman in the back seat did something startling, causing the officer to lose his composure. He was seen quickly slowing down the car and turning off the body camera on his chest. Afterward, police car GPS data showed that after Officer Hare turned off his body camera, he drove the car into a secluded residential area, where he remained for about 20 minutes. Immediately after, Officer Hare called his supervisor, saying he and the suspect were locked in the back seat of the police car and requested help to unlock it. American police cars, designed for detaining suspects, do not have handles in the back seat, making it impossible to open from the inside. It seems Officer Hare was in too much of a hurry at the time, forgetting such an important detail. About an hour later, Officer Hare's supervisor, with a spare key, finally located the officer's car. Although the supervisor didn't say anything, the moment he opened the car door, he surely knew what had happened. After the supervisor turned off his own camera, Officer Hare explained that the female suspect had said she was unwell, and he had only entered the back to check on her. He intended to hold the door open with his foot, but it accidentally closed. Subsequently, Officer Hare and his supervisor continued transporting the female suspect to the detention center. Officer Hare's camera was turned on again. At this point, a female officer can be seen searching and processing the suspect. This time, Officer Hare was not only several hours late, but he had also violated relevant department regulations. So, the next day, 2 police supervisors questioned Officer Hare, but he insisted he did not have an improper relationship with the female suspect. He claimed he entered the back seat only to check on the suspect's well-being, and then accidentally closed the door. After the questioning ended, Officer Hare even demonstrated the situation for his supervisors.
That's when I was like frantic trying to open the door, but I know there's no door opener. And then from then she was able to. So I was like this majority of the time. I was trying to get her up because her face was right here.
Okay.
Right here, and then I was trying to like wake her up to get her up. That's when I asked her like, hey, are you having a hard time breathing? She said no. Do you need medics? No. I was like, okay, all right, just stay right there. And then that's when I was trying to open the door.
Okay.
And then that's when I went on D2.
All right, you can jump up.
super.
Officer Hare's reenactment was apparently very convincing. Even he couldn't help but laugh. Afterward, investigators found the female suspect, who also stated that there was no physical contact between them at the time. They just had a conversation about life in the back seat. However, police later tested Officer Hare's clothes and found traces of DNA on his belt. Subsequently, the police issued an investigation report which showed that Officer Hare violated at least 7 department policies and some local laws. 1 month after the incident, just as the police department was preparing to question him further, Officer Hare proactively resigned from the force. He has not received any criminal charges to date. What are your thoughts on this incident?